Good morning, welcome to a morning outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, the 21st of June. So, looking at the euro dollar first, and well, finally, we got down to that monthly pivot. Now, from here, where next then? It still looks relatively weak to me. It's got the potential to continue down. If we break the lows of yesterday, well, we could be on eventually. And I say eventually because the amount of movement yesterday was one of the smaller days we've had for a long, long time. But if we, as I say, if we break it, we may eventually get down towards that daily 50 MA. Looking at short terms, actually, we just air kissed it. Actually, we didn't even quite touch that monthly pivot, so there's still potential yet. It's just sorry, I'm just lost my bottom part of the chart. There we go. So see what's going on here. No divergences in here at the moment. So yep, there's certainly the potential for that. At the moment, though, we've got the daily pivot fractionally above us here, and I think the day may shape up on what happens, but just need to wait a bit this morning. As I said, the overall movement that we saw yesterday was so small for majority of the day. We sat in this very tight 23, 24 pip range. It may have done 40 by the end of the day, but it was the best part of nothing in real terms. As I say, if we start breaking above the daily pivot where it becomes a bit more bullish towards the L1, maybe back up to yesterday's highs, do have to contend with those moving averages. And in the slow market, they may just stall it. To the downside of it, it just catches the pivot and rolls over from here. Well, it could be back on towards yesterday's lows, and as I said, well, the monthly pivot isn't quite touched, so we could catch that as well. But it looks on the weaker side with the lower highs, lower lows. But as I said, just need to wait and see how it rolls out this morning. Maybe a real game of patience today, as it was yesterday in times. Okay, the pound dollar, well, the pound did roll over yesterday and run into, eventually got down to its monthly S2. It looks weak still from what we're looking at here. Very strange old pattern that we've seen on it so far this week, but certainly lower highs, lower lows, but pretty sharp correction. And well, yesterday it drifted back, so I was watching this yesterday. Look, I like to see it come back to its regression levels, and it did that, and it's rolling over again. So it has got a daily pivot above us. If it started, if we got some sort of rally going, and it broke above the 21s, well, there's a possibility it could get back towards that daily pivot above us. At the moment, though, looking relatively weak. Dollar yen. So again, it's at least it looks like it hit the monthly pivot. Let's just check. Well, it air kissed it. It wasn't a complete hit on here, but pretty much a touch as far as I'm concerned. From where we go here, then it's still got potential upside. It's slow. Looking at the 60-minute, you see all day yesterday, it was very little movement overall. There is the potential for it to push back up, daily pivot above today. If we can get up to that and start moving, well, there's, as I say, it's still the monthly pivot to be hit properly. Yesterday's highs, etc., will be up there as a target, but at the moment, very little movement. It is very much like commentating on a snail race this morning. Aussie dollar, seen a bit more movement in the Aussie dollar marginally. It too is, well, it's looking weak, if anything, so it seems to be a sign of dollar strength mainly across the board. Little to go by on what I can see on the 4 hourlies here, apart from, as I said, it's looking weak, if anything. Has got a daily pivot above us, and well, maybe we see some dollar roll over a little bit this morning. It may get there at some point today. But to me, it's looked weak. Why it pushed up so far, I'm not so sure. Fundamentally, it wasn't really that strong, but or didn't seem that strong. But relatively, I guess it was. And well, now it's having some sort of correction, but not massive. Okay, finally the Canadian dollar. Actually, just need to check the price of oil. It's $43. It came off really sharply yesterday afternoon, carried on pushing through right through to eventually sold off to the daily S3 then, took a bit of a bounce off that S3, looking like a minor recovery at the moment. Okay, let's have a look at where we are at the moment with the Canadian dollar. Well, that's yesterday had a push up, got back to its weekly pivot. From here, well, it looks still quite bearish in the overall picture of things. Partial fundamentals, you've got to question why, as I've said before, it's the weak oil price. We would normally expect the Canadian dollar to be flying, or the US stroke Canadian dollar to be flying up. But this isn't at the moment. And I guess any shockers could create that push up at some point. Looking at where we are now, we've had a lot of hits around the weekly pivot there. Perhaps if it can run up to there at some point, it will break that level. Have got an untouched daily pivot at the moment for the upside mostly. There's a possibility it could just sort of pip out, just run through those highs a little bit, run into yesterday's high and roll over again, of course. So we've got to be a bit careful there, or just run into that 60-50 even, 200 rather. But we'll see. But it does to me, and it does make more sense with higher lows coming through, higher highs to be on the longer side. As I said, I'd like to see that daily pivot out of the way first, though. Right. That's pretty much it today. News-wise, there's not a significant amount of news to come out. We have got an MPC, or remember the Bank of England committee, Monetary Policy Committee, that's the one I'm looking for, speaking today, due to speak up in Yorkshire. Not too sure what he's due to be speaking about, but he is speaking, and any sort of that's at 12 o'clock, so this morning. And then existing home sales, not much movement, but the what might give us a bit more of a movement is the crude oil inventories at 330. So it's expected to come off, be a bit smaller in terms of the inventories, but we'll see. Right, that's it for me. Have a great one. Bye for now.